Hey, welcome back everyone. It's yours truly, Mr. 4K Upscaler. Welcome back. Hopefully everyone's having a good Monday. And if you're not having a good Monday, I hope you find a way to have a good Monday. You know, take a time off or something or figure something out. Try to take care of yourself. Remember, your health, it's the most important thing. Everything else can wait. Okay? Don't worry about the things you can't control. I only worry about stuff that I can control. Everything else, it's out of my hands. I cannot control. Okay, just like I can't control on people that gonna have difference of opinion, or people that gonna have hateful thoughts about me, or dislikes hiding behind the keyboards. I can't control that, so I'm not gonna acknowledge that. I only focus on what I can control. So I hope you find a way to have a good and positive Monday. All right. Now that I have mentioned that. Let's move on to Google Stadia. Yes, Google Stadia, ever since it launched, it has been really on the radar. And I think Phil Harrison right now is happy. I'll tell you why he's happy. I think Phil Harrison right now is happy because he's like, hey, these companies are talking about Google Stadia. All this negative talk will only make people more curious. Will make people only more curious to buy this device, to try it out for themselves, to see, hey man, let me try this out. I got $130 to spend. Let me try it out. Let me see if all this crap they've been saying, if it's true. And that's what happened to me. I was like, this can be all true. This drum beats of drums that they're drumming, you know, this propaganda cannot be all true. And I'm pretty sure when you do your research, I'm pretty sure when you dig deep, when you roll up your sleeves, go down into the dirt, you're going to find out what you're not going to like. And that's the truth. And the truth hurts. Okay? So, there's another coin phrase. Truth, it's hard to wash. Because it always stains. It always stays there. And that's what we're going to talk about here. The truth about Google Stadia. Granted, Google Stadia didn't have a smooth launch. But can you find me a company that's creating something new, that it's putting a new technology out that had a smooth launch? Can you find me a game that had a smooth launch? Okay, even Red Dead Redemption in the beginning had issues and needed to be updated and whatnot. Okay, nothing has a perfect launch. All right, and especially something that's a cloud data center service that's being implemented here. Of course, you're going to have some hiccups in the beginning. But here's my problem. Here's the biggest problem that I encounter in today's YouTube so-called honest journalistic community. All right? Marks, quote marks in the air. Pay attention. I'm not going to mention these big YouTubers because they don't need to be mentioned, because they're being recommended to you left and right, because they have 1.2 million sheeps following them like a cult mentality. And that's the kind of reality we live in. We live in a cult mentality reality. Okay, either you're with me or you're against me, and vice versa. Everybody's holding different flags. It's a one big division of I'll have to use this word. It's a one big huge division of fuckery. What it is. All right, and they're all cowards. Hiding behind the keyboards. Just call it what it is. It's a generation of cowards. Generations of cowards. You're never going to be a wise guy. You're never going to be a made guy. You're never going to be what the real men used to be in 1960s, 1970s, 1950s, and 1980s. You're never going to be like that. Sorry to break it down. Sorry to burst your bubble. But you're never going to be like those guys. You're going to be cowards for the rest of your life. And that's a fact. So let's move on. And what do we got? We got dishonest YouTubers who are only focused on one thing. And big YouTuber companies who are also, big companies who have a YouTuber, who have a YouTube channel promoting their company. And I'm referring to Digital Foundry, who obviously has their own company from Eurogamer. Okay? And they're successful at that for having their Digital Foundry giving analysis on the graphics, giving analysis on the frame rate, on the resolution, textures, etc., etc. Okay, they're geeks when it comes to like resolutions and textures and stuff like that. All right. And for the most of the parts, I like what they do. But when it comes to Google Stadia, they're just afraid to tell you honest truth. Why? Why are all these big YouTubers, why all these big companies afraid to tell you a real honest truth? Because of a mob mentality. Same thing in the movies. This behind the keyboard mob mentality. I hate to use the word mob mentality, but it's more like a coward mentality. It's a coward. Maybe I shouldn't use the mob mentality. It's the coward mentality. A bunch of cowards hiding behind the keyboards. These keyboard warriors, these fanboys hiding behind the keyboards. Okay? And that's what you are. And they're willing to talk shit about something because they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want something like that to exist because they're afraid that something like that it exists, will take away their precious consoles, will take away their precious plastic brands, and they don't like that. So what they're going to do, they're going to regroup, get together, and go into this cowards behind the keyboard fanboyistic mentality. Okay? I'm not going to use the word mob because it's disrespectful to use that. And when you look at these big companies, like Digital Foundry, and all these other big YouTubers, guess what? They care about money. They care about making money. They're not putting all this effort to put these videos out for you because they so much care about you. No. They're putting these videos out because they need the money. They need to survive. Okay, Richard runs a big company and he needs money to pay his employees, plus the whatever tariff tax, whatever the in Brexit in England, whatever their taxes are, I don't know, but I'm sure he needs to pay for his employees. I get that. You need to make money. You got to make a living. I'm not here to judge people based on making a living. You got to make a living. I get that. I wasn't born 2 hours ago. But what I don't like, it's dishonesty. If you want to be transparent company, if you want to be a transparent YouTuber, you need to be honest. You need to be frank. Okay? And all these YouTubers, including Digital Foundry, they're willing to lie to you for the sake of the clicks, for the sake of subscription, and for the sake of keeping the channel stable and keeping the money flow coming in. And they're willing to lie to you. Because if they tell you the truth, they will get this fanboyistic keyboard warriors, these cowards, keyboard warriors hiding behind the keyboards. They will come in and they're all gonna just hit the dislikes, dislikes, dislikes. And sponsored YouTubers don't like that because it affects their, channel and the money flow. Okay, so they don't like that. Or also they don't like having people unsubscribed from their channel. So they don't want that either. They're in business to make money. Okay, so what's the safest way to play it? The safest way to play it is to go along with the this hiding behind the keyboard fanboyistic coward mentality. All right, me, I'm honest. I'm honest. I want to be honest to you about this game. Digital Foundry is going to tell you that this game, it's not running in 1440p on a higher resolution. They're going to tell you it runs at 720p, some compressed garbage. And that's not true. You have an option. You have an option right here. Go to the gameplay option to go over here to choose what type of rendering you want. The high frame rate or you want the high resolution. Now, if you're running it from the browser, like I'm running it right now from the browser, it's only locked in 1080p 60. Why? Because the Google browser only allows 1080p 60. But Digital Foundry is not going to tell you that. They're not going to explain that to you. Guess who's going to explain that to you? Honest person like me and other honest Stadia YouTubers who are trying to look at the Google Stadia in a fair transparent point of view. Okay, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that it doesn't have a high resolution. Yes, it does have a high resolution option, but you can only use that high resolution option on your Chromecast Ultra. Hold on, let me ask, okay, if Richard, if you're watching this, sir, if you're watching this, did you use an HDMI splitter to bypass HDCP protection codec? Did you use a HDMI splitter? Did you connect your Chromecast Ultra to your HDMI splitter? And then did you test at what resolution does the game runs on Chromecast Ultra? Did you do that? You didn't do that. You probably tested it from your browser. Okay? And we all know you tested it from your browser, and you know that from the browser it goes only up to 1080p 60. On a Chromecast Ultra, which I will do a separate video, I'm going to show you the option of a high resolution and the option of a higher frame rate. But you didn't mention that. You forgot to mention that. Digital Foundry. You're not going to be honest. You're not going to tell your audience that, hey, on the browser you can only do 1080p 60. On a Chromecast Ultra, you can choose between high resolution and a high frame rate. And I'm going to do a video to prove that. And if you want to record something from Google Stadia, from Chromecast Ultra, you have to have a HDMI splitter because of HDCP Protection Act. Okay? You got to use a HDMI splitter to do that. That's the only way because of the HDCP protection, which I'm pretty sure you, Digital Foundry, probably have that HDMI splitter laying around somewhere out there. Okay? This is about being honest. Okay? This is a pretty sharp quality, even at 1080p 60. Even on a browser, this is a pretty sharp, and it's running at the 60 FPS. So when you when you Digital Foundry, when you start lying to people, telling people that you're only getting 1080p compressed video on your Red Dead Redemption 2, that's not cool. It's a pretty high bitrate, H.264. And I'm pretty sure you know what H.264 stands for. Richard, you know it, mate. You know what it stands for. And you know what kind of bitrate you can accomplish with the H.264. Alright? With that codec, with that video codec. You know it. Alright? That's number one. Number two, you know damn well that it's running at 1440p source resolution. And then being upscaled to 4K with HDR. And HDR does have the option to use the slider. I showed it on my video. I showed to everybody that you can use the HDR slider to adjust it. Did you talk about the HDR slider? Did you do a video about the HDR slider on Google Stadia? Richard, did you? You didn't. You didn't do it. Why didn't you not make a video talk about the Red Dead Redemption 2 HDR slider? Why didn't you talk about NBA 2K HDR slider? Why didn't you talk about all these other games HDR sliders? And what do you recommend? You're not going to talk anything positive. You're not going to talk anything positive about Google Stadia because you don't want this keyboard warrior, I don't want to use the word mob mentality, but this keyboard warrior, cowards behind the keyboards, hiding behind the keyboards with this fanboyistic point of view. You don't want them coming to your channel and backlashing you. You don't want that because you want a steady income. Steady income. And look, man, I have nothing against you. God bless you. Making money. Make that money, but do it in an honest, transparent way. Do it in an honest, transparent way. The problem is, we're living in a society where there's no transparency. We're living in a society where everybody's lying. People will sell their own daughters. They would sell their own sister. They would sell their own mother for this. And I'm sorry to be so harsh, but I don't know how else to call it. I don't know how else to call it. Except calling it a brothel. A bribery brothel. It's what it is. And it makes me sick. It really makes me sick, man. I'm proud that I'm that I'm far. You know, the reason people ask me why you so, I'm happy because I know who I am. I know my principles, and I will not give up my principles for nobody, not God himself. Nobody. I don't give up my principles for nobody. I don't give a shit who you are. I live by principles. I will never lie. I will never lie for the sake of this. Because if I wanted to do that, I could have done that a long time ago. I could have a big villa, big house with a bunch of cars, with a bunch of chicks running around paying him money every day. Okay, I could have easily lived like that. I could have done that. But I would have ripped other people off. It would have gone against my principles. It would have been against my principles. And my principles means more than you, more than anything, more than God himself. I'm going to die by my principles. I live by my principles. It's who I am. It's how I was brought. And I'm going to call out individuals who are lying. I'm going to call out individuals who are actually afraid to speak the truth. And sadly, Digital Foundry has fallen into that category as well. Afraid to say anything positive about this device. And all these other YouTubers, afraid to say anything positive about this device. They can't even make a video about it. They can't even do a live stream about it. There's only one YouTuber, and she's from Australia, but she obviously moved here to the United States. She worked for IGN. I'm talking about Alana Pierce. Alana Pierce. And she said publicly, she said on the video when she was playing Guild, she said, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. Other people want to lie to you and tell you that this is a very shitty product. Don't get nowhere near it. Because they're afraid of this mob mentality, these keyboard warriors going in and shitting on their channel or unsubscribing from their channel with all their fake bots that they have, their fake accounts that they created. As a fanboy, I'm going to create 30 emails and about maybe 200 accounts, and I'm going to join this guy. I'm going to support him. Those are the hardcore fanboys. That's what they do. YouTube knows about it. Google knows about it. Everybody knows about it. Okay? And I applaud you, Alana Pierce, for being honest. If you're watching this video, thank you. You earned my respect for being honest, for not jumping into this bandwagon of negativity that's surrounding the Google Stadia. And it's unfair. Listen, I paid for my Google Stadia. I paid for this. This is something I paid for. Phil Harrison didn't send this to me for free. He didn't give me any games for free. I paid for the device, $140, plus the $10 on the Pro. That's $150. I paid for Red Dead Redemption, which is $60. I technically spent an NBA 2K, which was on sale for $29. I technically spent $230 on Google Stadia. Okay? I technically spent $230 on Google Stadia, and I paid for it. And I paid for it, and I have every right to be fair and transparent. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be transparent. Okay? Because no one else wants to do it. No one else wants to tell you the truth. Everybody else wants to just lie. And I don't do that. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if you don't like this video. I don't care if you hit a dislike. I hope you guys hit 30,000 dislikes so that I can profit from you. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you, oh, this is a shitty service. This is a shitty, crappy, platform of a service. No, I'm not going to do that. And let's see what they lie. Let's go back to November 19th. Let's see what they lied about. Let's see what these YouTubers lied about. Number one, they lied about the fact that you can only use Google Pixel to set up your account when you receive your code. That's not true. That's the biggest lie. You can use any phone. You can even use your iPhone. You just have to go and download the app, and you can set up your account within seconds, as long as you have that code that Google sent to you. All right? Same thing goes with the Android, with the Samsung. You can use any phone you want. Any phone you want. Doesn't matter if it's Apple, if it's Samsung, Sony, Xperia, you can download the app, and as long as you get that code, you can set up your account. Same thing goes with the Google Home app. You can download the Google Home app, and you can set it up from any phone and connect to that Wi-Fi connection on your Chromecast Ultra, so you can cast it to Chromecast Ultra and your Wi-Fi controller. So they lied to you about that. And why did they lie? Because they don't want to support. They don't want to support this company. They don't want to support this way of technology. But listen, whether you support or don't support Google Stadia, whether Google Stadia fails or wins, this technology will move on. This technology will evolve. So what's the point? Jeff Bezos will take over. Steam, your precious Steam, will take over. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? You're gonna stop being a gamer? Okay. Then maybe you were never a gamer. Listen, if you're going to stop being a gamer because everything will go to the streaming, then you were never a gamer to begin with. I'm going to call you out right now, whoever you are who are watching this. If you're going to quit being a gamer because this streaming will become a new thing 10 years from now, then you were never a gamer to begin with. You were just a fanboy. You were never a gamer. Me, I'm a true gamer. While you didn't even exist, while you and your daddy's nutsacks, okay, floating around in your daddy's nutsacks, guess what, kid? I was playing Spectrum ZX with a cassette player. Spectrum ZX Sinclair. Go look it up. Go back to 1980s. Look it up. Okay? And you'll find a true gamer there. So they lied to you about the fact that you can only use a Google Pixel to set up your Google Stadia account, which is not true. You can use any phone, any tablet, any phone. Okay? That's number one. They lied to you about that. I use it on my Samsung. I've seen other people use it on the iPhone to set up their account. As long as you have the code, you can set up your account. So they lied to you about that. What else did they lie? They said that there's no 4K HDR games. What a crack of shit. To my surprise, when I first got my Google Stadia, when I set it up, I was like, wow, look at this. This is running in 4K HDR. Red Dead Redemption running in 4K HDR. And you got the HDR sliders that you can choose. You can choose how you want the HDR, paper white and the peak brightness to be, at what level. You have HDR sliders. What's the next thing they lied about besides that? Oh, that's right. Chromecast Ultra, it's overheating. My Chromecast Ultra, it has been on. I haven't shut it down. I haven't purposely shut it down since November, November 20th. Since November 20th, I have not shut down my Chromecast Ultra. And guess what? It didn't burn on me. It's still running. Is it a little bit hot? Yeah, it feels a little bit warm, but it's not overheated. Still works. No issues. No problems. Okay? And I haven't shut it down. You have the ability to shut it down. I have not shut it down from my Google Home app. I haven't even unplugged it from my AC outlet. And it still runs. And it still runs. So they lied to you about that. So they lied about 4K HDR, saying there's no 4K HDR games. Are you kidding me? Tons of 4K HDR games for you to play. Okay? You got NBA 2K. You got this. You got Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You got Rise of the Tomb Raider. You got Grid. You got Red Dead Redemption 2. You got Destiny 2. You got plenty of 4K and HDR. Now, it's a upscale. It's a 1440p upscale to 4K. Well, why didn't you complain about Mark Cerny and the PlayStation 4 Pro when they lied to you and they told you that this is not going to be a native 4K, it's going to be a checkerboard 4K? Why didn't you complain to Sony about that? No, why? Because you're a fanboy. You're a fanboy. You're not going to complain about that because you're a Sony fanboy. You're not going to complain to him about that. But you're going to complain about this. Right? Double standards. Sorry, kid. Double standards don't work with me, with this guy, with this old geezer. That works with you in this world of cowards hiding behind the keyboards. Doesn't work with me. So you can drum that beat somewhere else, kid. All right? Guys, and I think the reason I'm relevant on this channel and why some people are watching me, even those who don't like me are watching me, because they know deep down I speak the goddamn truth. And they're afraid to speak about it. Me, I'm not afraid to speak about it. I'm telling you right now. Does it piss me off? Yes, of course it pisses me off that there's individuals out there willing to lie, willing to be dishonest to you about this service. That's what drives me crazy, that they're willing to lie to you. So what does this say about today's YouTube community and today's society? Bunch of liars, willing to say and do anything for the mighty dollar. Whether it's the Bigfoot community, whether it's the aliens, whether it's this, whether it's that, they're willing to lie to you and bullshit you for one reason only, for this. Everything has come down for the money. Whether it's the politics, all these YouTube channels talking about the politics, I'm with this, I'm with that. You know what you're with? You're with the money. And you're willing to exploit both parties and politics. You're willing to exploit the Sasquatch subject to make money. You're willing to exploit UFO community for the sake of this. Everybody has become a money whore. A money whore. You might as well put on the cash goddamn register. Do yourself a favor. Next time you go walk out the street, put on the goddamn cash register and say, put money here. Ding, 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 ding. Me? I'm honest. I'm fair. I got over 4,000 plus videos because I don't delete my videos. Okay? They're all there. I'm going to have nearly 5,000 videos next year, by the end of next year. All of those videos, it's me being transparent. It is me testing everything with my own hard-earned cash. Every goddamn TV I bought, I tested it myself. No one gave me shit for free. And I'm so glad that no one gave me nothing. Everything I have, even this damn microphone, even this controller, I paid for it. Even this capture card you're looking at, even this service, I paid for it. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that fact, that I can claim that. Well, some of you can't, because you're sponsored, because you have somebody telling you what to say, because you get somebody telling you how to take a shit, how to take a piss, and how to eat. No one tells me how to take a shit, no one tells me how to take a piss, and no one tells me how I should eat. And sure as hell, no one's going to fucking tell me how I should speak. Alright? This video is over. I don't give a rat's ass if you like it or don't. I'm here to tell you some honesty and truth. This is half an hour of honesty and truth. And if it bothers you, unsubscribe. Don't waste my time with your stupid keyboard nonsense. Because I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to allow it. So do yourself a favor, unsubscribe, get out of here, bye-bye. Take care. For those of you who want some truth and honesty, well, you come to the right channel. Other than that, have a good one, though. Real talk, no bullshit. Take care.